Super excited. I have finally made my way back to Friday nights. So as a special request for so many of you that have asked for me to come back to Fridays, well, here I am. And I thought I would bring out a showstopper design for my debut back on Friday nights, because Friday nights is where you're going to find me from now on. So every Friday night at 5 Pacific, which is 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be doing some amazing things. We're going to be doing some viewer challenges. We're going to be doing some over-the-top designs. We're going to be doing some wreaths on a budget. So we swapped Thursdays for Fridays, and I can't wait to go over today's design with you. Before we start, I want to go over a couple housekeeping items. One, if you would like to save this tutorial and have this accessible for you when you're ready to put one together of your own, just simply click the share button down below. It'll take this video and share it to your page if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you're catching this as a replay of an earlier Facebook Live. And I'm watching my husband make his way on over. I don't know if he'll do comments or not. It'll be like move some stuff around if he does. Hey! But if you're on YouTube, all you have to do is click the save button. It'll save this tutorial on your YouTube account, however you have that set up. And if you want to get notified when I go live, if you can't remember Friday night at 5 on the Pacific time, then just make sure that you have liked my Facebook page and that you're also following it. Now, the following button is a little hard to find. You're going to have to just kind of go over. There's like 3 little dots. Click those 3 little dots. It'll open up a smaller menu, and you'll just want to make sure that it's the following is check marked, or you put a little dot in the box, and then you're ready to go. If you're on YouTube, just subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So let me go ahead and put some stuff out there for you guys. And I'm waiting for my page to flip. It finally flipped. Okay. So hi, Jan. Elizabeth says, hi, Steve. Janie says, hola, hot here in SA. Is that San Antonio? It has been 55 degrees and raining today, so it feels very fall-like in our weather. And let me go ahead and put this information down below, because we're going to be talking about a lot of things as we put this design together. I've had this one in my to-do for a while, and I'm not a big fan of hunting wreaths, but I really like this design because it could be an everyday design. I'm making it a little bit more along the lines of the fall wreath, and it's going to have a lot of the fall color, so it's going to go again into that darker palette, a lot of dark oranges, rust, and I'll have some pops of tan. I'm kind of looking basically orange, rust, and dark brown. So hi, Dorothy from Indiana, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you guys down. I do have my website pinned down below if you guys would like to join the private group. The private group is open for about 2 more weeks, and then we're closing the doors to open enrollment, and then it won't open again until January of 2025. And that's so that we can really focus on all the things that we're going to need to do for the holidays. So with this design, we are doing 18-inch grapevine. I have already cleaned this. I've had it cleaned for about a week now, so I'm super excited I didn't have to do this today. This wreath is not going to have any bow, nor is it going to have any sign. It is strictly going to be fall florals, leaves, foliage, pampas grass, thistle. I'm trying to think of all the things. We're going to add some hydrangeas, some mums, and we're going to add some pops to make this feel like it's a little bit of a hunting wreath. And the reason why I did this is I was inspired to make one for our house. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So are you taking over comments for me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Do you need my tablet?
No, I got my phone.
Yeah, it's your phone. Okay, so Steve's going to man comments for me. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, 18-inch grapevine. You can do it in any size grapevine. You could do it in an oval. You can do it in a square. It's entirely up to you. The first thing that we're going to do is, like I said, if you're a beginner starting off, you always want to pick, you know, add your sign first or add your bow first so that those are already on your wreath base so that you can build around it. Well, on this one, we don't really have a sign or a bow. So we're going to add the first of our hunting elements, which are these antlers, and these are from Hobby Lobby. They are in their Christmas section, the seasonal part for, seasonal items in the pick part. So we're going to be using these. I really wish our deer that we have frequent here would be so nice as to drop their antlers here, but unfortunately we don't have that. So we're going to go ahead and affix these into the antlers, or into the grapevine. So the first thing that I want to do is I kind of want them to look a little bit like a pear. So they're going to kind of have to be something along the lines of like this into our design so that, you know, we can put them in, right? I got these out of the yard, right? Yeah, no, Cheryl. I wish. I keep asking the bucks when they're here, I'm like, can you guys just be nice enough? We feed you. Can you drop off your antlers when you're here? Because they usually shed them after their mating season. So I'm just sliding this one in here. And then I'm going to leave my pick here because it's putting some tension on it. If I cut it too short, then this is going to just kind of flop around. So I want to make sure that I've like...
Is the pick bend?
Yes, it's got a wire on there, but I need to make sure that it doesn't fall to the inside. It needs to stay on the top, so there has to be a certain point of tension because I don't really want to glue the horns. I really don't want to add wire to the horns. It kind of just ruins the whole effect. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here, but I'm going to attach this one going this way. So I'm going in and grabbing a really good chunk of my grapevine, meaning I'm really wedging it in there. And then these bend, like Steve was so nice to point out, that I can actually take these, bend these up and kind of tuck them in so that they will not move. So I'm trying to make sure that this one is in the position I want it to be. So kind of like that is where I want my focal. Now, from here on out, we're going to lay in all of our base florals. In this case, it's going to be leaves. We would call this greening the base, but in this case, we're going to be browning the base. So we're going to be adding a lot of fall leaves to our base so that when it comes time for us to lay our florals on, we already have our base situated. So I have a glue pot or glue skillet here. It's kind of off camera, but I'll show you. It's right here. It is a 6-inch skillet, I think, and it's just filled with Gorilla Glue that's all like nicely melted.
Thank you, Cheryl, for the stars. You sent 50 stars.
Thank you, Cheryl, for my stars. I appreciate you. So we're just going to go ahead and add these leaves all the way around our base, just kind of willy-nilly, because you'll see why if we were to add them later, it wouldn't benefit us. So I am focusing more kind of inside, little outside. I go ahead and get that one in. I just got to get it past this overly thick branch, and just make sure I move that out of the way. We're going to go ahead and take these two and kind of tuck them up a little bit taller up here. There we go. And then the nice thing about the glue pot is it's kind of like a dip and stick kind of thing, whereas I can just pull off whatever I want, take the little ends, stick them in, and then just kind of add my leaves wherever I'd like. So I'm kind of mixing the colors that you're going to see us use in this design. So I'm going to come way up here. Yes, this design actually is going to go this far out. And these are just fall leaves from Hobby Lobby. And right now, Hobby Lobby has all their fall florals on sale for 40% off. So that's kind of nice, which means it's great for you to pick some up if you're inclined to do grapevine wreaths. You want to definitely make sure you add those. So I'm kind of making sure I go inside, outside, mixing my colors so that we have a little bit of blend of everything. And I'm just cutting them off the pick because I want them where I want to put them and not just part of that whole bigger pick. Okay. Come down. Just like this. All right. Come in with a couple more, just with the maple leaves. We'll grab a couple more orange.
Sometimes they just don't go where you want them.
Sometimes they're so soft, and due to the heat of the glue, they just don't want to move. They just get all kind of weird, squirrely. So I'm trying to make sure that I have some all the way around the edges, not just on the top where we can physically see it, but also along the edge of our grapevine base.
Hi, Irvina. Trust it, I was trying to send a lot more stars than that, but I also don't know what I'm doing.
You're fine.
You're not the only one. I haven't even really used those stars either. You have to buy them.
Yeah, but I think the stars are like, they're a penny for every star, and it's just kind of like your way of, you know, paying your, it's kind of like tipping your wreath maker. So that is it for my maple thus far. I might come back and add some more. I'm going to come in right now with these really big, these are called birch. Hobby Lobby labels them as birch leaves and seeds. So I'm going to take these and break this pick apart rather than use the whole thing. I think it's got 3 main pieces, and then it's got a couple little leaves. And I'm in love with a lot of the florals that Hobby Lobby has out this year because I've never seen them before, especially this one. They're birch seeds and leaves. So we're going to be adding some of these up and around, just like that. So I have 2 picks, so we're going to do one on the top and the one on the bottom. And here's the downside, is that sometimes the picks are, you know, you're trying to figure out, okay, which way can I lay them? And sometimes these don't even have a way, like they're not, you can't really pull them off. They're just, they're static. So there's no real way to kind of get them to all lay flat, which is what I want them to do. So sometimes you just have to pull off the individual leaves and then glue them where you want them to go. So I'm going to bring this one in right underneath this.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Mari Caril? Johnson Bates said, love it so far.
Mary Carol.
Mary Carol?
Mary Carol. Yeah. So now we're going to go, I'm going to take this one off the very bottom because I've got, there's no place for me to actually put the glue.
Hi, Anna. Anna said, hello, Kat. So nice to see you on Fridays again.
I know, right, Anna?
It has been a long time. That's why Irvina said, hi, nice surprise, too.
Yes, I said that I was going to go back to Fridays. So I've got a couple of these little leaves. I'm going to grab the next big pick that I have. The other one, and we're going to do this one a little bit down at the bottom. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So I put this out here earlier and I said, how would you do this? How would you make a hunting wreath that is themed around a grapevine? Because I've done a hunting wreath. Did I do a hunting wreath? I think I've done one. And I'm not a fan of hunters, but I understand, you know, that...
More of a deer wreath, though, isn't it?
Maybe. I thought it was more like this. I'm just popping the leaves off that are not willing to turn so that I can physically turn them.
Cheryl, I don't know. It just depends on my schedule. She asked if I was going to be here on Fridays, too.
Yeah, it just, like this Friday, he wasn't actually supposed to be here. He was supposed to be at a party, but then they canceled their company's party, so then he ended up joining me here. So, there's that. What do you guys think of the birch leaves? Aren't these beautiful? I think I might even pick up extras of these because their fall is all 40% off. So you can see I'm taking the ones, pulling them off, and pushing them back on, if I can, so that they're all laying in the right direction. Because I tried twisting them, and they don't want to twist. Okay.
She said we're more fun than a company party. That's true.
It is. He wasn't looking forward to going because A, it's Friday.
And B, it takes me 3 hours to get there.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this one up. So now I'm going to take some of these fall leaves and again do the same thing, just kind of tuck them in and around a little bit on the inside.
Yeah, I said Hobby Lobby already has Christmas at 50% off.
Yeah, isn't that weird? We were talking about that today. Why is it that Christmas is 50% off but fall is only 40%? Because it's like we could use that 40% now. Mm-hmm. There we go. So again, just taking and inserting these in. And we have almost, quote unquote, finished greening, or in this case, adding our fall foliage, because all that has to go down first because we can't add it after the fact. So this is going to be my center. Now I'm going to come in and add some eucalyptus, which is on the baggie, just like this color for more texture. So if you saw me do the Hello Fall Wreath, we're doing something similar. And these are known as push-up picks. You can just push them up to the top so you can make them a little bit more full. Just like this. And we're going to come in, and I'm going to try to steer clear away from the antlers because I don't want to completely camouflage them. Wrap up. We're going to add this one down here towards the bottom. Just like that. Push this one back up. And I believe these are from Hobby Lobby. Gonna kind of tuck this one right under here. And see, this one's really far down, so I just push it all the way up. Go ahead and trim that. We'll probably add that up in here. Okay, take all these, throw those in. I feel like we need one right about there. I'm going to go right under this big branch. Just like that. Okay. I am looking at what else I have over here as far as my, not greenery, I guess I'd call it my brownery. All right, we are going to add in some fall florals, and the first we're going to start with is, these are new mums from Hobby Lobby this year. I just saw these. So it's the rust. It's kind of like a light yellow and then kind of like a tan color, and you get quite a few picks from this. So I've broken them down. These, you can pull them apart if you want more options, which I'm going to do. So like if I want to kind of come in here with like these colors, that's what I'm going to do. You can push your leaves all the way up and then just trim out your stem.
Mum's the word.
Mum is the word. It is that. So we've got those going. And we'll add the other one. Again, push it up. And this is why cleaning your grapevine is so critical, is so you have space where you can maneuver your florals in. This one's different. It has other color mums down here. Kind of want this color more. Let's see. What if we add this one down in here? I like that. So let's go ahead and add that down. And let's see. I'm trying to make sure that they don't feel like they're close to the same. I'm just looking for different color options. Kind of like those up there. And kind of tuck those around. Okay. I don't know if I want these. These might go. I'm still trying to like keep where my focus needs to be. Ooh, look, sometimes you just gotta stuff them in and see what you think. I'm just playing. Options. Sometimes I'm like, normally I don't put my focal flowers so far up front, but I think I'm going to.
Hey Lee. Hi Kat and Steve. Glad to see you both on a Friday. This is looking beautiful as always.
Aw, thanks Lee. We're doing a hunting themed wreath. I've got some bigger florals and I've got some other things that I need to kind of squeeze in before I start packing in too much space. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add in lotus pods. Linda says, I like the antlers. Where did you purchase them from? They were from Hobby Lobby in their Christmas seasonal section. These are lotus pods. So we're going to tuck some of these lotus pods in. So this one's going to actually fit in right here. So it's got a big base on that right there. And I'm just going to kind of dunk that whole part right in my glue skillet. And I've got a giant hole. So I'm just going to kind of hold this in place till it dries. I've ordered these lotus pods from Amazon. So when this goes to replay, I will come back in and post the affiliate link for the lotus pods. I think I bought, they're in a set of 10. So that they just come in a big box. So I kind of like that there. And then we are actually going to be tucking another one kind of off behind. Actually going to do this one with my glue gun. just so that I can sandwich this one in. It's kind of like a little directional lotus pod. It's kind of like oval shape would be the best way to describe it. So I'm trying to get in my big focals. So my biggest focals were the antlers. Then it's the lotus pods. And then we're going to be adding hydrangeas is about the next size down, I think. So I'm adding that one there. And then I have a little baby one. And this baby one's going to kind of, it's going to kind of tuck itself in at an angle. But I'm going to go ahead and stuff that in so that I can build around it. So this is going to kind of fit in here. But we're going to kind of build around that base. So first things first, hydrangeas. So they have them in 2 colors this year. These are in their fall seasonal section. They have the little bit darker brown and then a little bit more of like a champagne rosy gold color. Linda said, I learned something this year. Lotus pods are from lily pads. I did not know that. Well, let's make sure. I'm trying to make sure this one stays in there. It just wants to keep sliding out. But I have quite a bit of glue on it. It just needs some extra love to kind of hold it in spot till that dries. So let's tuck that one in. And then when we come in, we can backfill with some hydrangeas and then a lot of other fun things for this design. Everything else wanted to work except for this one that's kind of off to the side. There we go. All right. Now hydrangeas, this is an overly full hydrangea, so I don't need it quite that full. So I'm actually going to take some of the pieces off the bottom and make it a little thinner so that we don't have it like over the top. I'll keep pulling a couple more off and we'll be able to backfill and use those. So this is actually going to sit right underneath this one. So this is going to be our filler for this pod. Go right underneath. And there we go. And I'm going to mix some of that champagne color.
Yeah, Linda, I was just Googling that.
What was that?
The lotus pods.
Oh.
They come from lotus flowers after they pretty much shed their flowers.
Nice.
But yes, they're from ponds.
Ponds.
Yeah.
Like exactly what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trimming these down and then I can also use these as filler. I'm just trying to make sure I have them in a not too big of a fashion so I can get them kind of tucked in there. Okay. And this one's going to go the opposite direction. Okay, perfect. I'm going to keep these because these will be our fillers. And lots more stuff, right? Thanks, Steve. We also have some thistle. So this again, Hobby Lobby for the thistle. This is new this year. I've never seen this.
I don't like that word.
Thistle? Yeah, it's not the same thistle we pull out of our garden all the time. When I looked at this for like, I was like, what is that? And it was like thistle, and I was like, that does not look like thistle. Because we know what thistle looks like. We're constantly pulling it out of our garden. So again,
of our existence.
Right? I'll take this little one off down here. So we're going to bring this up so we kind of have a little bit of feathering effect kind of going in right there.
Oh, that's cool. Linda said my brother-in-law got some from a pond he was fishing in to get seeds for me to grow lily pads, and I did get a few lily pads to grow.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, got that one. Taking this one down too. Just taking the one off.
I'm trying to talk Kat into building a pond in our back, but
Kat doesn't want to build a pond because Kat, when my dad had his pond, all I heard was his nightmare horror stories of trying to keep that pond up and trying to keep it mold and algae free.
yeah, but this would be a natural.
Yeah, a natural pond would be there on its own. It's not, can't really call it a natural pond if you put it in. No.
Just like Clarkson Farm when they put in their pond.
He had that pond.
No, they built it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just kind of coming in and adding little pieces, little odds and ends. Just here and there.
If you guys have never heard of Clarkson Farms, it's on Netflix. It's a really good show.
Amazon.
It's a really good show.
So now I will take this green grass stuff because we will use that. I have these little baby thistles. I'm going to go ahead and use these little pieces of our thistle grass and kind of tuck those in. Okay, let's get this on top, which is where it should be. Okay, got that. Then I also have these little burgundy bushes. I looked these up on Hobby Lobby, and because these came out last year, they don't list them as a viable pick, so it doesn't tell me what they are. But we're going to use some of these because they have different colors. So it's kind of got that chocolate burgundy mix in. Take this one off. What do you guys think of all the colors of the florals thus far? Oops. Almost couldn't see that one. And a couple more.
Cheryl said loving it. This is a beautiful fall wreath.
I like doing a lot of the fall wreaths, just incorporating a bunch of different fall foliage. And we're still going. So now we're going to add in some Pampas grass. These were new to Hobby Lobby. In this color, Hobby Lobby has the lighter ones, or they had those in last year. And I kind of want these, I'm kind of looking at where they need to be. They're like on the outskirts down here. They're more like filler to make sure that our wreath is staying within the context of where I want it to go, but it definitely gives some visual interest. Like I like this in here. Kind of like in there a bit. So we're going to go up.
I love all the colors. Your wreaths are always so full.
Thank you. We try. Or I try. And now I'm going to go back out here. This piece. Just so that we've got some movement going. And I've got another pick, so we're going to break this one apart. And And I kind of want some out this side. I'm going to kind of go, need to get this leaf up. There we go. So we can just have movement all the way around. And then we're going to add this one in here. There's that. We added one there. Kind of feeling like maybe there. There's a nice branch. Huh? Not my last one. No. I know you're like, because you're watching me go through and pick out a handful of different things. I am going to come in and add some green hops. And I know green is like, what are you doing with green? It's actually a nice avocado color, but it's got some tinges of orange to it. But I just kind of like adding just little pieces of it because we do have some greenery. Yeah, it just adds a totally different texture. I kind of tuck some in, maybe right in here, like that. So let's go ahead and add in here, just like so. I have two more. There's that one. One more. Let's see. Kind of like, no. Like right there. That looks good. Sometimes just pick and choose. Like pick some of your picks out and just push them in. And see if you like that pop of color where it's showing up. And those green, those are what's known as hops. Those are from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. Now it's time to add some more details. You guys ready for the details? I think so. So I am pulling these off. I want these little wispy berries. They came on a pick from Joanne, and like I said, I'm always about feathering my edge, so I'm starting off with heavy florals, and then it kind of spans out and gets smaller and smaller as we get towards the end. We're adding some berries. There's that one. I know I had a couple more. Oop. There's that one. There's the berry. So we're going to do the same thing. We're right here on the edge. We're going to feather the ends.
Where'd your Mizuno cutters go? Aren't those better for you?
I have them over there. I'm doing strength training on my hands.
Sure.
I'm trying to make sure that they get stronger, not weaker. So we'll add some berries in there. Got those. I'm just making sure, like going through all of my stuff. Making sure. Let's make sure we pull all the glue threads out. There you go. So if you ever happen to get glue in a place where you don't want it to be, and we all have that happen, you can wait for it to dry, and then you can simply peel it all off. So now remember all those little pieces of the hydrangea we had cut back? I'm just taking them and kind of dropping them in where I want them to go. They're just nice little fillers. Because sometimes I'm looking around going, I see a hole. And if I see a hole, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Are you?
You have an empty spot on your top side.
Where? Where?
Like right here.
Oh, okay. So you want something there. Steve, he's like, there's an empty something here, so you need to fill it. So I was like, okay, I can fill it. I have lots of stuff to fill it with. We can put Thistle in there. We can put a bunch of different color hydrangeas in. Pop a Thistle in. That's what you save all your little things for that that fall off your pick, or that is just right on the outside of your pick. So see, I just find ways of filling, like I see in here sometimes too. There's some filler in there. So I'm looking for, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm getting it there. So I'm just like kind of looking around, and I'm like looking inside, looking underneath, making sure I have a little bit of something everywhere. So little hydrangea pieces.
Jamie Rodriguez said, thanks, Steve. I saw it too.
Oh, you did? You guys can feel free. If you see something as I'm spinning it around and you're like, I don't know if she sees that hole yet. Maybe I don't, you know?
You will eventually.
Eventually.
You will be.
I'm actually going to take this color Mum. I'm going to kind of tuck that in right in there because I like that color. It's kind of like a rust color. So I'm just going to nestle that right inside there. Still can see my antlers. Making sure I pull all my glue threads out. Sometimes, like I said, you just got to spin it around and get down and look. I think I'm going to pull. Oh, I just pulled that Mum off. Kind of tuck that down in there like that. Like, I'm trying not to fill every available space with something, but definitely if I can see down through the grapevine, I definitely want to do something about that. Okay, now we're just going to add a couple. I know you're already thinking, where else can you stuff stuff? We're going to add, this pampas grass is called bunny tail. So we're going to add some of these in to give us some movement. So things aren't necessarily just static in place. So you're going to see that these are going to create some movement. Oops, trying to get that one in past there. Little too long. Okay, there you go. So I think that's what makes a really good fall wreath, is lots of colors, lots of textures, lots of height, a lot of different volume types. And these little bunny tail pampas grass are from Amazon. I've been finding a lot of really good deals from Amazon lately. That didn't have any glue on it.
Well, they're kind of cool because with any little bit of breeze, they kind of
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and take these ones and add these to the top. It's just a matter of getting them in the little spaces where you want them to go, because we have filled an awful lot of space. So I'm going to take a couple and add them to the inside part of our design. If you feel like the grass is too long, just cut it down. And we're just going to give some of those to the inside. Kind of take one of these right in there. Do you see any more holes? No? Okay. I'm just making sure that I've like covered all the holes.
Maybe one.
Where?
Kind of background.
Let me undo this one and then you can show me. You feel like there's a hole somewhere?
You just kind of had your hand on it.
He did?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Not really, but we can fill. Again, it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to fill every available nook and cranny, because then it's like you're just packing everything in. Okay. Last item, I think. These are pheasant feathers. So I got these from Amazon, and these are really super fun. So again, a very mild hunting wreath. So you've got the antlers, and now we're going to add some pheasant feathers for some fun. So now I'm just going to kind of come up in here and add some pheasant feathers. I'm going to pull all these out. Again, Amazon. I'll link the affiliate for these. Oops. And I know I want one. I just got to get it. This hops is just being way too crazy. It just won't move. So I can get it under where I want it to go. There we go.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, the pheasant feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just going to kind of have, you just got to kind of play with them and look at where do they fall in line with the direction of where you want things to go, so that those, they don't blend, but they don't necessarily stick out either, you know? I kind of feel like I want one like right in there, but I'm not feeling it for some reason. Like I don't like that. Sometimes I just don't like the look of how it lays in the wreath. So maybe he just needs to get moved someplace else to just add to that design. So pheasant and deer. And then, like I said, think about other things like, you know, if you have family member that hunts, you can add some little fun elements in there that is very reminiscent of, you know, that season. So I'm going to definitely make a couple come out the side, and then I think we're it. And it's funny because the colors look a little weird on the camera because it's not quite that bright. See how they're like a different color. Look, I like that one right there. That one just looks really pretty right there. There we go. Was able to fish it in exactly where I had that. Let's go ahead and plop that piece in. And I have one more. Trying to make sure they... I'm not liking that one. I think I am done. I think I am done. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the door, so you can actually see this in living color. So there we are on the door, and we're going to go ahead. Wow, this way off. Okay, here we go. So this is how it's going to look, and I got like a big glue thread that just followed me all the way through. So here's what I like about the black door, is I can see all the glue threads, because it shows everything, just like so. But there is, I'm trying to think of how I want it positioned, a little bit more like that, I think. What do you guys think? There we go.
Beautiful.
So we are all ready for fall, as we're like slowly adding some more fall designs. Thanks, Elizabeth. She says amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah, she also had some pretty colors pop on the black door.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of doing it on the black door. And this one goes against the way that I normally design my wreaths. Normally, I always design from the left side. I always do designs that start here and go this way. And this way, I really pushed myself out of my comfort zone and pushed it all to the right side, which is not normally what I do. Get the glue thread that's out of that lotus pod, which is in here. So now we're all good. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys are going to start coming back on Friday nights. Don't forget, every Friday at 5 Pacific, which is 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and a news flash. I started a rewards program. So for $5 every month, you automatically get the materials list of whatever wreath I'm going to be giving away to just the members of the rewards group. And then if we start getting a bunch of people to join, then we're going to start doing more rewards, more giveaways, more stuff. So for $5, you could technically win a wreath like this. It automatically includes shipping, goes right to your front door. You can do that on my website down below, KatsCreationsNMore.com. I think it's like the third thing that you see once you get to the website. Come join the group. September, we're doing 3 giveaways. We're doing a welcome fall wreath giveaway. We're doing a ribbon bundle, and we're doing a sign giveaway. So I hope you guys will come join. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now, everyone.